Hi, it's HCGVeganChic back with part 2 of my vlcd15 update. So as I was saying in the last one, a quick update in case you're reading or you're seeing this one first, is that I'm trying to keep things to 10 minutes, so I'm doing a part 2 on this particular one. And the case is I'm at 145 and have been for roughly the past 3 days. I think it was 140. Like 148, 145, 143. I think I'm at 142 now, something along that line. But essentially, it's 145. Regardless of the way you look at it, it's 145. And the other measurements haven't changed. So my water weight hasn't changed, my bone density hasn't changed, and my fat loss hasn't changed. So to me, that's a stall. It's been exactly the same for the past 3 days. So the question is what to do about it. And of course, there are a couple protocols that people do, the apple a day, which Simeon suggested, the 6 apples, which again, I don't really feel is a weight loss. It's more of about stimulating your bowels and getting the waste in your system to disintegrate. So really, is that a weight loss? No. And then the second one is the apple cider vinegar kicker or the Cali kicker that people do. And again, I don't really feel as though that is a true weight loss. I still feel like it's kind of the same principle. There's not a lot of difference between the two of them. So I don't really feel like that's going to do it. So the third thing that I mentioned is the fact that I am starting the 3rd week, and a lot of people seem to see a slowdown during their 3rd week, and that things will pick up from thereafter. And the shortest amount of time that you can do the protocol is 3 weeks. So this is the last week that I could do the protocol. So if I were to stay the same through the whole next week, then technically I could, drop off the protocol, or maybe my drops aren't working finally, and that would be the case. However, I still haven't been hungry. Actually, yesterday I was sort of hungry, but nothing extreme. I'm still not hungry, and that's the case. So in terms of what I'm doing, I haven't been eating the fruits on the protocol. I ate them a couple times during the 1st week to try to even out my blood glucose levels, but it didn't really seem to factor in or affect how I was feeling, so I just stopped eating them altogether and started eating the protein, the veggie proteins, of course. And I am feeling really good. I'm feeling real evened out and level, and mentally I'm clear, and for some god-awful reason, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock every morning, which I just don't get because I'm not a morning person. But my mom pointed out that when you get rid of the junk in your system, your body doesn't need as much sleep. Who knows? That might be the case. So that is what it is. Some things that happened yesterday that are different from my normal protocol, because of course I'm always off protocol because I am a vegan and I don't do dairy or eggs. Is yesterday I had a soy substitute that actually had a breaded coating on it, which I didn't think about it until after I ate it. Well, I ate it. I knew ahead of time, but I wasn't sure how it would affect me. Now, my weight didn't go up. It technically went down, but it also didn't change, so that could be part of it. So I'm going to put those in the back of the freezer and hold those till, P4 if that's the case. I'll have to look for another one that'll work. I also wore the mineral veil makeup that I'm wearing today, which is the same one. And I'm actually not really liking how it looks, by the way. So if anybody else likes it, let me know. I'm not liking my eyes today, and that has nothing to do with the mineral veil itself, but I'm also feeling like my skin looks really dry. It could also be the fact that it's just not sunny out, and I need my sun. So I am wearing it again today to see if it makes a difference, but it has shea butter in it, and I'm not really sure if that affects us on this protocol or not. I'll have to do some more research. I haven't actually done that yet. If you hear the ha 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 in the background, that is my son's. He has a flashlight that's a hippo, and it makes this noise every time he opens it up. And if I had known that it made that noise when I purchased it, I probably wouldn't have. Anyways, so other things I did yesterday, I had 2 soups yesterday. I had a celery soup, which I thought was going to be very helpful because it would be a diuretic and help me kind of get rid of some of the water weight to hopefully get rid of the edema kind of symptoms I'm having in my fingers. It's not a regular thing. It'll happen and then it'll go away, and then it'll happen and it'll go away. And it's been kind of traveling between fingers, but it's been in the same thumb for 2 days, which is weird. I'm not really concerned about it. I used to get that feeling in my toes, and it would just go away after a while. I don't know. If it gets to be too intense, I'll worry about it. So the other thing yesterday, I was watching HCGVeganChic, her vlog and also her post about, the extra low LDW that you get at the end of P2 when you're not eating your fruits and the grissini or the Melba toast. Of course, I don't eat the Melba toast or the grissini, which is reason why I didn't think I was going to have a problem with the breading on the coating last night. I considered, hey, it will just be my breading if I were to have it. That's aside from the point. But she was talking about how you're going to have a harder time stabilizing within that 2 pounds when you get into P3 because you don't have the glycogen stores in your muscles, which is the water that's stored in your muscles that can actually be tapped in for fuel as well when your body gets too low. Because you're not eating the fruit that the body needs in order to create the glycogen. You're not eating those carbs. So I'm actually going to start this week today. So for week 3, I'm going to eat all of my fruits, or maybe I'll just add in 1 fruit a day. So if I add in one to 2 fruits a day, let's say I'm just not gonna put a protocol on it. I'm just going to add my fruits back in, and every day I'll update you on what I did actually take, if I did both fruits or 1 fruit, and if it's making it a factor. There's 2 ways I see that this is going. One, I see myself going back up in weight a little bit, in which case that's my glycogen restoring itself, and I'm okay with that, as long as my body fat continues to drop and I'm shrinking more. I feel like if I restock my glycogen, maybe my body won't have to use the glycogen, although that kind of is counterintuitive at the same time, because if you have glycogen, then why wouldn't you utilize it? The whole point is to try to force my body into using as much of the fat as possible. So I never can get super, super low carb because I'm already eating vegan, and my vegan meals are still going to have a little bit more carb in them than the average meat eater's meal, because because of the protein sources that I'm getting, whether it be pea or soy or rice. It already has a little bit more than, say a cup of meat. I don't think you measure it in cups, you measure it in ounces. You can see how much I know about meat, right? So I'm going to add those back in this week. We'll see how that goes. The other thing that could happen is it could stimulate my weight releases again, and that my body might feel like, hey, I don't have to store, or I don't have to tap into, my major source or another additional source. So I'll just continue to release that fat because we don't need it. The other thing that didn't happen, and as you know, I'm doing the petrochemical protocol to help release the petrochemicals in my system, which releases fat and absorbs or eats the fat off your body. I don't have the citrus fresh right now, so I am backstocked on that. I'm waiting for that to come in. Hopefully that'll be here by the end of the week so I can restart the protocol. But essentially, I am off of that right now. I did, however, decide last night to go ahead and take the 20 drops of grapefruit oil internally to hopefully help the digestion process and also just eating any fat that's there. But if that made a difference, I don't know. And I don't even know that the petrochemical cleanse specifically, or should say protocol specifically, has been making a difference, but I know that my body shape has been different because of it. The cellulite on my body, which I will take pictures, but it won't be until week 4. And so then I'll have to kind of edit that. It'll be like week 3 or week 2.5 of the actual protocol of the petrochemicals, because my body hasn't had it consistently over the 3 weeks. Then I realized how much of it I was going to go through. I've already gone through 3 bottles. Which to me is insane, but I am covering a large surface of my body. Essentially everything below my chest and above my knees. So that's a large surface of body. So I don't know. I would love to hear what other people are doing when they feel like they're getting to a plateau. I know that I'm not going to do anything drastic, just It's not worth it. I've got time. Granted, I would love to be at 125 when I go to Florida for competition in a little over a month and a half. But I also know realistically that that's not going to happen. I will probably be closer to about 130, 135, and that I will be doing a second protocol to be able to get the rest of those 10 pounds off. I know as I get closer to my goal, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but at the same time, I'm nowhere near my goal. And I just have to keep reminding my body of that we have more work to do and we're going to continue on. So I hope you guys are having a really great week and a really great day. And I will talk to you super soon. Bye.